So I'm starting off with it's forgiveness, okay? It's forgiveness. So I'm forgiving first off George Torres, and I'm forgiving him for beating, spitting, raping, beating, all of that. I'm forgiving him for all of that, okay? But nothing actually came and brought to light in my actual case. So I made a list of some of the things that he had done to me, and I was forgiving him for, okay?
Okay.
My second one is going to be I forgive his family for not intervening, for helping and knowing who he was and what he did, and to throw out there also about Pharrell stabbing his the mother of his baby in the side of his head, which talks about the violence in their family. But my thing is though, it's a professional fuck you. Excuse me, it's a professional fuck you.
Yeah.
And I don't want him in the middle of it to say, what does this have relevance to my case?
Man, one good thing I could say about Sarah Boone is that she is one of a kind. Okay, I don't think there's any other inmate or person going through the legal system that has been able to effectively go through 13 separate lawyers. 13. I checked it just now. I thought it was like 6 or 7. No, 13 different lawyers. Not everyone can cycle through that many people. And on top of that, not everyone has the grit and the mental fortitude to harass every single judge that she's come across. Sarah Boone has written letters to every judge, every public defender. Anyone who has come in her destructive path will get a pamphlet from Sarah Boone. Okay? But there's one situation that I think tops everything. Sarah Boone finally got a lawyer named James Owen after she did some ad and it went viral all over the internet. She did a handwritten ad asking for representation and someone actually responded. His name was James Owen. After everything's said and done, right? Her attorney does his best. Prosecution destroys her. After everything's said and done, Sarah Boone has the chance to give a statement. And it is one of the most vile statements I've ever heard in my life. Probably up there next to Daryl Brooks.
All of my gold is forgiveness. This has held me together, made me shine brighter, and overcome the damage caused by George Torres, the Torres family, the justice system, Orange County Corrections Department, social media, scoundrel detectives, infamy, defamation, ongoing constitutional rights violations, second-degree murder, forced into being pro se. Just as gold is very precious, forgiveness is invaluable.
She wrote out a letter to everybody in the court talking about forgiveness. She forgives Jorge. She forgives Jorge's family. She forgives everybody for what they did to her. It was crazy. It's almost like somebody attempting to add more years onto their sentence. And in her head, in her special little head, she thinks she's still out there fighting for herself. It's absolutely wild. But I say all that to say, she actually practiced this speech before going up into court, before reading this vile letter out. So we get to have a little one-on-one with Sarah, with how she thinks this is going to go over. Forgiving the person she murdered. Crazy. But anyways, folks, let's go ahead and check this thing out, man. It's another jam-packed one. Let's do it.
You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. That was my free phone call that we get on Sundays, and it's only 5 minutes. So
Okay.
thank you for your patience. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, the letters. So anybody who I had asked, I told them to send it to you, to send it to James, and to send it to. But I don't know if they did all of that. And I was just going to, if I had to triple make sure that it was there between the three of you guys, I was going to just do that. And
Okay.
James is notorious for losing things, or I don't know if you know, but we've had to send things to him hundreds of times. Are you even able to just like print stuff out and hand it to him when we're in the courtroom? Like, remember, James?
Okay, whoa. Holy shit. Oh my God. You know when you're driving down the road and you have that motor going on to the next of you? Man, listen, that could cause you to do some out-of-body things. That make you just want to crash the car for no reason. Sarah is so terrible, bro. Sarah, she just keeps going and keeps going. You have to kind of like slow down and figure out what she's even saying. What I think is happening right now is that she desperately wants to read this letter. I think this is the final fuck you to like the family or the judge or anybody who she feels like slighted her. And I think when you do like a statement, you have to like submit it and then read it or something like that. So she wants to make sure the letter is there. But I just want to point out the way she talks about her lawyer. Oh, he's infamous for losing things. I've had to send him things hundreds of times. Yeah, Owens, ouch. James, I don't know. He just make sure you get in his face. Man, I told you, bro. Anybody who works with Sarah is going to be subjected to disrespect. That's why she went through 13 lawyers. 13. No, I'm not incorrect. Go look it up. 13. Okay? Even the way she answers the phone. Are you there? Hey, Sarah, I'm here. Okay, thank you. Like, damn, thank you. Wait, for answering. Like, hold on, let me back this up. This is one insufferable piece of shit. Let's keep it going.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. That was my free phone call that we get on Sundays, and it's only 5 minutes, so
Okay.
thank you for your patience. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, the letters. So anybody who I had asked, I told them to send it to you, to send it to James, and to send it to. But I don't know if they did all of that. And I was just going to, if I had to triple make sure that it was there between the three of you guys, I was going to just do that. And
Okay.
James is notorious for losing things, or I don't know if you know, but we've had to send things to him hundreds of times. Are you even able to just like print stuff out and hand it to him when we're in the courtroom? Like, remember, James is supposed to be here today.
Jeez.
I don't know what he's doing. He's not answering his phone to this present moment. I tried calling him 3 times between yesterday evening and today, so I don't know when he's supposed to even be here. But my goal, yes, if you would like me to call you around 1 o'clock, I can do that.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out, too, are you going to track his ass down tomorrow, considering that you're here, to introduce yourself and to say what's going on?
Now, I will say one thing. This whoever she's talking to right here has like power of attorney or whatever, so he can like receive things from her and like make choices for her, something like that, right? But James is your fucking attorney. The fact that she's having this random, and I'll keep it real with you. It happens the same way every time. You have random people try to assert themselves and help, and the lawyer ignores them because they're a parasite and they don't mean anything to the case. So she's going to go tell this random to go hunt down her lawyer, James. Man, listen, James is not going to give him any time of day. Listen, James got paid already. This is what you fail to understand. You got this lawyer, now he's working for you. Half the job for him is done. He already made his money. The trial is moving. She's over here like, oh, James never answers his phone. And James is, why did you hire him if he's such a shitty lawyer? I promise you, nothing is good for Sarah. Nothing is good enough for Sarah. She talks to this guy like shit too. And while, I promise you, when she's talking to James, her lawyer, she talks shit about the other guy. Same way. It goes both ways. But, you know, let's continue.
Wait for him in the courtroom afterwards to let him know, and I'm going to tell him, please go introduce yourself.
Try and talk to him and see if he had a minute where I can, figure out what the hell's going on with the family law thing and everything else.
Yes, and while you are in his face, like, I totally please take advantage of his time, because other than this, once I'm sentenced, it's like, peace out, so.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, and yes.
How are you feeling? Are you like nervous, or what's going on in your head?
I'm not really nervous, to be honest with you. I am very confident, especially with the amount of people that I have coming to represent me, either in a letter, an email, or in person. I wanted to talk to you for a moment about like my statement and what you sent me information-wise in regards to how the judge could cut me off or interrupt me.
Man, she really thought, man, she should have been nervous. She should have been a little bit nervous. She said, oh no, I'm not nervous at all. I have all these people coming to represent me and support me and love on me and give their little statements. Listen, these are the what's the word? These are the formalities. It's over with. When we're way down to sentencing and you get to give yourself a little statement, that doesn't change shit. That doesn't change anything. Maybe if you had a chance of getting out of prison in the future, it would affect your parole board, maybe. Man, listen, you could go ahead and say nothing and it would have made no difference. Shit is crazy. She really thinks that she's going to avoid a life sentence because a few people are going to say, oh, Sarah's a good girl. That shit's crazy. But anyways, let's continue because now she's running strategy on how to avoid being cut off by the judge. Let me tell you a secret, Sarah. If you have to run strategy in terms of not getting cut off by the judge, your statement is probably shitty and disrespectful. But hey, who am I to say that, right? Let's continue. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what you would call a broken rib. If you notice, there's a divot right here compared to the other side of my body. Those are two inwardly bent broken ribs, and they could have been normal. But why aren't they? So I was a lot younger at the time, and I was really into BMX. Long story short, I'm on my way home, and a car from behind me is coming so fast to where he runs me off the road. I fall, I crash, and I break my ribs up. Now, me and my family could have taken legal action, but what goes into everybody's mind the second they think about legal action? It's going to be too expensive. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up the biggest injury law firm in the United States, Morgan & Morgan. They will take your case, and they will only pay themselves if you win and you get paid out. $25 billion and 500,000 clients is a lot of money. And that's how much accumulative money they have won over the years. This is why they can afford to have you come in and they only get paid if you win. If you have ever been injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. And you could do that by clicking the link below or check out the QR code that we're about to put up right here. And you could get your claim started today. I'm so thankful for Morgan & Morgan and the sponsorship. Shout them out. And let's get back to this video.
The case relevance to my case. I'm going to talk about forgiveness of Jorge Torres' family, social media, my 3 prior attorneys, both judges, the jury, and myself, the prosecutor and the detectives. So I didn't know if that was too much or whatever, but I read it to Lana, and she was freaking floored and said, don't be afraid of the judge and just keep doing it, because if he does interrupt you, then it's going to be an appellate issue. But I don't want him to stop me in the middle of it, and, I'm on flow, like getting it, and then him say, you can't read that any longer.
She said she's on flow, like getting it. She really thinks, bro. She really thinks. And I'm so happy that she's never getting out of jail. And that's a fucked up thing to say in most cases. But if you let her back out, bro, she is destructive to society, bro. She's terrible. And you know who's really benefiting off of her being in jail? Her ex-husbands. Because she's still trying to terrorize them from behind the jail cell. That shit's wild, bro. I'm gonna tell them I forgive George and I forgive the family and all. Man, how do you forgive them when you're the one who killed their family member? Let's continue.
So I'm starting off with it's forgiveness, okay? It's forgiveness. So I'm forgiving first off Jorge Torres, and I'm forgiving him for beating, spitting, raping, beating, all of that. I'm forgiving him for all of that, okay? But nothing actually came and brought to light in my actual case, so I made a list of some of the things that he had done to me, and I was forgiving him for, okay?
Okay.
My second one is going to be I forgive his family for not intervening, for helping and knowing who he was and what he did, and to throw out there also about Revel stabbing the mother of his baby in the side of his head, which talks about the violence in their family. I mean, it's a split-second blip on the radar. And then I was going to forgive social media for their insensitivity and,
Man, fuck you from social media for their insensitivity. What, or whatever she said. One thing this is how evil this bitch is. And she was able to get this off, which I feel like she shouldn't have been able to. Just like Mackenzie Shirilla in that other phone call that we were listening to. She said, well, why didn't they bring up stuff that Dom said to me? Why didn't they bring up the stuff that Dom and Davion said to me? That's so unfair. It's the same principle. It's because they're the fucking victim. You murdered them. Same thing with Sarah Boone. She's like, oh, well, there's a lot of things that they didn't bring up in court, so I'm just going to squeak it by and just put forgiveness in front of all the things they did so people can still hear about it. I forgive him for raping me, spitting on me, this, that, and the other. These are all the things that she feels like the victim should be exposed for. Ain't that some shit? I guess we should call her God. Sarah God is what we should call her. That shit is crazy. But that just goes to show how vindictive and terrible she really is. At the same time, she's trying to bankrupt her husband, and she's trying to tell the whole world secrets about her boyfriend that she killed that wasn't allowed in court. Crazy word.
And then I was going to forgive social media for their insensitivity and, you know, how I am, where I am, and who they have depicted me as, and forgive them for that. And then I was going to forgive the judge for making me pro se, for kicking me when I was down, for, you know, not listening, you know, and basically that's what it is. And then I was going to write, and then I wrote about the detectives and their trickery and coercion and, you know, why didn't they take the bloody pillowcase of mine? Why didn't they take the butcher knife and the garden claw? Why didn't they do anything like that? So I'm forgiving them for that. And then the prosecutor, I was forgiving him for his errors during the trial to cause confusion and dysfunction to the jury, which equaled them giving me the sentence that they did. And then the jury I was going to forgive for
getting
not
it wrong
understanding and being confused and being hungry and away from their family for 2 weeks, you know, in full capacity. And
man, if somebody ever forgave me for some shit like that, I would spit at her. I would spit from the jury aisle. Fuck you talking about? I forgive you for getting it wrong. This is not satire. This is real life. You would think this is a Comedy Central skit, but this is real fucking life. Sarah Boone genuinely believes that this is helping her. She forgives the jury for getting it wrong. I forgive you for being a fucking moron, okay? It's okay. It's fine. I forgive you. Judge, I forgive you for being a biased piece of shit. Detectives, I forgive you guys for not being able to do your job properly. You know, forgiveness to everybody. She's like Oprah for forgiveness. Bro, listen to me, bro. I would have gave her another life sentence. Just for symbolic meaning, because she's a bitch. I would have gave her 2 life sentences. Fuck you talking about? Let your spirit live that one out.
I feel that it was a rushed decision, and I forgive them for that. And I understand about them being away from their family for 2 weeks and everything else. So, and then I was going to forgive myself for not standing up for myself sooner, for not, you know, distancing myself, not fighting for myself, not doing any of that sooner. So I didn't know if this was too much, if I was going out of my boundaries.
It's too much.
And I don't know if I.
Look, I mean, the judge will do whatever he wants, but as long as it's said in a way that it's not contemptuous.
It's smart-ass and condescending.
Maybe what you could do is you could like prioritize it so that the ones that you want to say the most are like in order. So this way, if he does shut you down, then at least you got the ones out that you wanted to say, you know?
Okay, yes. And thank you for your feedback. But my thing is,
yeah.
First off, it's not what you think it is. It may be after I read it to you. So maybe at one.
Yes, and thank you for your feedback. But that shit's giving me PTSD from corporate world. Yes, and thank you for your feedback. Meaning, shut the fuck up. This is what we're gonna do, and this is what's gonna happen. I don't know why she bounces her opinions off of anybody, because clearly she's too smart for anyone. So just keep it all to yourself. She said she read it to somebody else and they were floored by it. I highly doubt it. Sarah is not as smart as she thinks she is. Sarah thinks of herself as like an intricate thinker. She thinks that, fuck it, man. She thinks she's Einstein in the social world. She thinks she understands everything. She feels like she's Sigmund Freud or some shit, okay? She's more advanced than your actual man or woman. So why even bounce off of the idiots of the world? Man, listen, that's why your dumbass went to jail. She probably thought it was illegal to zip people in suitcases, too.
And thank you for your feedback. But my thing is,
yeah.
First off, it's not what you think it is. It may be after I read it to you. So maybe at 1 o'clock, if you had 15 minutes, or maybe
Yeah.
another phone call, I would like to read it to you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
But my thing is, though, it's a professional fuck you. Excuse me. It's a professional fuck you.
Yeah.
And I don't want him in the middle of it to say, what does this have relevance to my case? And it is my case. My entire, every detail that I'm giving to you right now, as everyone on the face of the planet knows, this is part of my case, not just specific case details. The specific case details are specific case details because of how I got to that point. So there's a lot and everything that is involved in my case, which is what I'm trying to let the judge know. And I'm forgiving everybody. I'm making another copy and I'm mailing it to him, or I was going to hand deliver it to him in the courtroom. I mean, what do you think about that?
That's excellent.
And he just, man, fuck out of here. Whoever's calling this dumbass is gassing her, man. He's just gassing her. He knows this bitch is going to jail forever. Maybe it'll just be more content for him, so he doesn't care. He said that's excellent. Number one, the judge is going to forget about you by dinner time this evening. Number two, the note is probably going to stay on his nightstand as a Sarah Boone relic or trophy. He probably won't even open it. He'll just keep it on the nightstand and be like, that was my craziest person I've prosecuted ever. He doesn't care about you. She feels like this shit is going to rock the judge or something, like, oh, like he's going to be waking up in cold sweats thinking about that one person, Sarah Boone, that he unjustly sent to jail. Bitch, fuck you. Like his heart's going to be hurting off of that shit, man. You have bro in the corner like, that's excellent. Okay, Sarah, that's excellent. Go ahead and give that letter to him.
I mean, I was going to have this said one way or another. But I need for you, and I don't want to bother Lana quite yet because it's too early for her.
Yep.
I mean, what? I mean, am I wrong? Tell me, is this supposed to be like, oh God, I'm so sorry that this happened. I love George. You know, tears, tears, tears. You know, all this. I mean, is that what it's supposed to be, and that's what everybody's expecting me to say?
I just don't know how much of an impact it really has. That's probably what he wants to hear. I personally doubt that it's going to have much of an impact on what his final sentencing is. Not going to happen.
So one of my things, the only part that I'm kind of concerned about is, okay, I'm telling you this now, it's in your face, hardcore, point blank between your eyes. That's what Lana said. So my thing is, though, like, in regards to relevancy, you know, in one of them, I'm forgiving Bankowitz and Hobson and Cashman for taking $46,000 of the JAC money, precious money, to help aid indigent descendants like myself. So I don't want him to say what relevancy does that have to do with anything. Well, it's part of my case, and it's what I've had to live through.
Well, did they take 46,000 specific?
Well, you know, at least we know that she genuinely doesn't give a fuck. And I don't think it's going to make a difference, but if it ever came to the point to where she can get out of jail or something like that, we could just go back to these phone calls and be like, oh, she was trying to manipulate the jury into, you know, an outcome that she wanted. She even said, oh, should I cry? Do you think crying would work better? Do you think crying would work? No, I just want to be a professional, fuck you. I just want to be a professional, fuck you. So everything that she's forgiving everyone for clearly is her stating her grievances. These are all the things that you guys did unjustly to me, and I'm going to bring in things that weren't allowed in court by talking about Jorge and his family. How about that? How about that in my outro statement? She's a vindictive bitch, bro, and vindictive people, they always end up in the same boat. Alone, in prison, miserable, probably have a stroke early or something. I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you. Being a vengeful, vindictive bitch never pays off.
For your case, or just...
Yes. So all of them went and boo-hooed to the justice system, somebody, and they ended up having a hearing just for me, and supposedly how awful and monstrous and just how terrible I was, and they all asked for $15,000, and Cashman asked for $16,108. So it's all of this shit that they lied about, and then they, in my opinion, robbed the JAC and robbed me of my, you know, precious dollars. I'll just read it to you at 1 o'clock.
Okay, read it to me at 1 o'clock.
Hope you have a super day, and I will
Call
talk
me
to you
at
here in a little while regardless. Okay?
All right, call me at 1. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Just her little good assistant. You know, he's such a good boy. That's the one thing I like the most. That's the one thing I like most about her guy. He's such a good boy. He just takes all the mental damages and all the insults and just all that shit that Sarah Boone be spewing. I know by the time he hangs up, his head is probably spinning. He's like, what the fuck did we even talk about just now? Everything they talk about seems to not change anything about her situation. So why even call? Probably because she has no friends in jail and that's just somebody she could talk to, bro. Shit is crazy. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I just find it quite interesting that even in jail, even facing life in prison for the rest of her life, she still has the energy to be a vengeful, vindictive bitch to every human being that's connected to her. She talks shit about her son, her ex-husband, her lawyer, the judge, the detective. Anybody who's connected to Sarah Boone gets talked shit about. And that's why she's going to be alone forever. But anyways, folks, you already know what time it is. Stay inside, stay safe. I love you guys. I'll see you real soon. Peace.